Rafts, unfortunately, there's not really a way to do that. I wish there was. But yeah, that would get a little complicated quickly. Panther, we're doing what we can, bro. Do not expect this character to reach 60. That expectation will only make you sad. It will only make you sad. It will make all of us sad.
It's too far away.
Whoa, what is a blink dragon? Like a flying gecko thing? It's like an iguana with wings on LSD. Crazy. Did I play Warcraft 3? Oh yeah. Love Warcraft 3. Hey Nedrath, how's hardcore going? Slow and steady, brother. Slow and steady. Oh! Falling damage in Tanaris. Ouch.
That spell isn't ready yet.
That's unfortunate. All right. Jacksboro with the 64 months. Thanks, bud. Okay. Okay. Yeah, please don't attack him. Did I enjoy Age of Sigmar? Yeah, it was pretty good. There were some weird AI things that I didn't quite, either I was doing it wrong or something was not clicking right, but it was very strange when I would move enemies or when I would move my units on a control point. And then it would get attacked off screen and I'd come back and look at it and there'd be like, my friendlies would be standing right next to enemies attacking like another group of my friendlies. And it's just like, why aren't you attacking? Like, and I think it's maybe because I didn't fight move them to that point, but that doesn't make any sense. So I don't know, dude. Oh, hey! Look at that. Soda hit 60. Oh yeah, man. Congrats to him. All right, what are we doing here? Oh! The timing. Oh, the timing.
Applause.
What is nature's call? The great outdoors.
Find the wooden key and piece of Dartle's rod before returning back. Wow. One died so the other could live. Oh, man. Ooh, this is level 27? Yeah, I may want to wait on that a minute. Okay. Let's go back to Wetlands. What an emotional roller coaster. Agreed, Annie. Agreed. What was Emmy's level last night when she died? Was she like making progress back up after the last thing? 43. Oh man, bummer. What ended up killing her? Oh. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Why is Cohh only 23? Because I'm not rushing it, dude. I'm not accepting handouts. I'm not doing power leveling. And this is the first time I played this game in 18 years. Yep. I'm just enjoying the ride, dude. Having a good old time. I've probably spent more time running between places than I have actually leveling, which is fine. I mean, it's cool exploring around and rediscovering all the zones and all that stuff. I'm loving it, dude. Yeah, I mean, also importantly, if I wanted to know the ins and outs of my class and the game, and because I've forgotten everything there is to know about the WoW experience I had, so I kind of wanted to make sure I did it all myself, so I don't, to be honest, you're kind of wasting a lot of people's time if you just rush to 60 and then you have no idea how to play your character. So I didn't want to put anyone in that position. Keepsake says, I absolutely never understood the rush to endgame crowd. Well, no, there's not, like, it's one thing to rush to endgame. Powering up a character you don't know how to play and rushing to endgame are two different things. As somebody who used to do world first stuff in various different games, rushing to endgame is a totally valid thing to do. That's why people play these games a lot of times, is the competitive endgame stuff. And it's not, you've heard the phrase "don't yuck somebody's yum." That applies 100% to that. So if a lot of people play these games to rush to endgame and do that, and that's awesome, dude. More power to them. I've been in both camps, so it's not something to fault somebody for. Mm-hmm. Just a different way to play. That's one of the eternal struggles of MMOs. Is MMOs, by design, generally cater to two types of gaming communities that exist on opposite sides of the spectrum. And that is the power gamers and the casuals. And it's really tough. No, I don't feel like any MMO has ever struck the balance perfectly. Lots of MMOs have tried, and there have been lots of weird ways that MMOs have tried to do it in the past, but it's really tough. And to WoW's credit, I mean, obviously they've been doing a good enough job to keep the game relevant for as long as it has, but most MMOs, I'd say, over time try to cater to one or the other. And the problem is if an MMO loses either of those communities, that's when the MMO starts to die. If an MMO is full of just casual people, unless it's a specifically casual MMO, take something like Palia, if it lacks that hardcore endgame community, a lot of the casual players don't have that long-term goal to strive to. They're not running around on servers with people that are spending 40 hours a week playing the game, and they have that kind of FOMO, oh, look at all those guys having fun, I want to have fun, in my way, but with them kind of thing. So, and in the same vein, if you only cater to the hardcore and you lose your casual base, then you're gonna lose 80% of your subscribers or the people that are giving you money. So it's a balance, man. It's a balance. It is a balance where there's no right answer. It's just, you know, devs have to figure out the best way to do it with their specific communities. Bent says, I would say that RuneScape is a perfect MMO. I've never played RuneScape, but I think obviously it's doing a lot of things right. I mean, the fact that old school RuneScape is as popular as it is speaks very highly of it. I mean, especially now that I've returned to WoW. I mean, maybe one day I'll try old school RuneScape and see what it's like. But yeah, I mean, obviously, if any MMO that survives for a long time, decades, is obviously doing something right. And you know, I think the newest crop of MMOs are going to be the ones that kind of figure out what the magic is in the older ones that are still around and can kind of take that into the new day and age. We haven't really seen that yet. We've seen a lot of MMOs that are kind of trying to do that, but I don't feel like any have really nailed it yet.
May the stars guide you.
We'll have to see. All right, do we have I think we have some other quests to turn in, don't we? Oh, we can turn this one in Dark Shore. What is the Dark Threat Looms? In Loch Modan. Oh, it's just a delivery quest. Okay. On Guard in Stone Talon. Another delivery quest. Those give just a fraction of normal XP. I feel like power gamers are big influencers in bringing casuals to the game as well. Well, I will say that an MMO that has a thriving, large, girthy power gaming community generally becomes very attractive for gamers of all spectrums. Because even people that aren't power gamers, if they see a game that has a thriving endgame community, they immediately know at least this game has something attractive to offer. Even if they don't plan on doing the endgame themselves, they can see that and be like, there's a huge amount of people that are really willing to dedicate large parts of their life to this game. This game has something. I don't know what it is yet, may not be for me, but it has something. So it is attractive, absolutely, for sure. I would agree. I would agree. Mm-hmm. Inspired by you, I started a tune in hardcore. I last played in 2006. It's nice to see some old farts in here, says Zarny Whooper. Hell yeah, dude. Have some fun in here. Hell yeah. Both sides support each other. All the casuals are good PvP food, bringing mass materials to the economy, etc., while the power players create lots of hype and incentives for the casuals to play. Yes, that's exactly right. That's another really interesting point, Renee. Both of those types of communities, casual and power gamer, they each bring very necessary parts to keep MMOs feeling fresh and alive. Absolutely. Yep. It's a great point. And they both do it in their own different unique ways, which is also important. There's things that there are things that large casual communities bring to MMOs that power gaming communities never would, just because of the type of communities they are. And the power gamers will absolutely appreciate that stuff that casuals bring. So even if it's not like a direct connection, it's things they bring into the economy. Like you said, like trade crafters, things on the auction house, people to level up on in PvP, like all that kind of stuff. Like that stuff is, you know.
Greet. Your body looks worn and your spirit weary.
All right, let's go turn this in.
Rest yourself beneath our roof and allow Elune to guide your dreams.
Except elitists, they just hate casuals. Most of the time they're just not understanding of their symbiotic relationship. Even the most elite elitists, if they love being elite in their subscription-based game, if you were to sit down with them and be like, yeah, you're playing that subscription-based game because your little 5% elitists is being funded by the 95% casuals that are paying for the servers to stay up. Kind of like, oh.
Adventurer, I'm pleased to see you've returned successfully.
Fine.
Your assistance to Volcor has given me faith that we can overcome the challenges facing us here in Darkshore and beyond.
All right, let's head over to the Wetlands. If I click this, will it take, yeah, it takes my icon off. Are you planning on playing Pax Dei? I will probably check out Pax Dei. Yeah, I've watched a little bit of it because now that there's like an open beta thing going on Twitch. And it seems pretty cool. It seems it's a lot more survivally than I was anticipating. And I'd say my biggest concern is that I hope that Pax Dei is not a survival game with MMO mechanics. I hope it's an MMO with survival mechanics. I know that sounds weird, but it makes sense in my head. And I'm a little bit concerned they might have leaned into the survival a bit. Like I watched a streamer play Pax Dei for like a solid 10 minutes, and it looked just like Rust. I was like, ugh, you know, I don't.
Farewell.
I don't know. I was hoping Pax Dei was going to be like the real synergy of an MMO and a survival game, but it seems like they may have gone a bit too off script with the survival part of it. But I need to play a lot more of it, and what I really need to do is I need to see somebody leaning into the RPG parts of it and seeing how that works, seeing how it is, and don't get me wrong, survival games are fun, but that's not really what I was looking for with Pax Dei. So, yeah. Yeah, Synthic, that's my concern. Synthic says, well, you know what, here, I'll just put it on the screen so you can read it yourself. That's what my hope is too. I hope it's not gonna be like a survival game plus New World. One of the reasons I could never get into New World is because that game is basic. That game is like an action game. It's barely an MMO. It's not an RPG. It's like some kind of, it's like a conflated action game. And I wanted New World to be an MMO. I didn't want just an action game. And my concern is that Pax Dei is going to be a survival on one side, and then the RPG is going to be like a very shallow action game. And I'm not really looking for that, dude. I think, you know what? I think it's going to be faster if we do this. Let's do this. Yeah. Instead of wait for, well, actually, wait. This boat goes right to Wetlands. And we'd have to take the Griffin, which took like 5 minutes. Yeah, we'll wait. Wait with this guy. Who's this guy? Bang Woo. Oh, he's got 2 buffs. Hi, Bang. We're boat buddies. Yep. Have you seen much about Ashes of Creation? Yes. And I am looking. I was a. Didn't they do it? I think I kickstarted Ashes of Creation like way back in the day. Yeah. Cockstem says, I'm getting the feeling that Cohh has an aversion to action games. No, I love action games. No, I absolutely love action games. It's just, I like action games, but I also like games that are mechanically deep, rich, and full of interesting ways to customize my character and decide how it functions. So the thing that I'm talking about is that I don't really like when a game markets itself as like an MMORPG or even an RPG, but at the end of the day, it's just like a super thin action game or an action MMO instead of an MMORPG. That's what I'm talking about. But no, dude, I love all games. I'm a gamer, man. I play games every day for 10 years. I like all games. I love action games. But we're just discussing expectations and things of that nature. Yep. Hell, I just got done with one of my favorite games this year, Like a Dragon Gaiden from Yakuza, and that was like straight action. Palalan says, thanks for getting Pantheon to drop the 24/7. Well, I would not say that it was yeah. Sure. Did something come? Why would you say that, Palalan, out of curiosity? I haven't talked about that yet. I'm just kind of curious what would make you say that. And actually, I did confirm I could talk about this, so I will go ahead and talk about this. Just over a week ago, I had a meeting with the Pantheon developers, and in that meeting, I quietly listened as they laid out their plans for 24/7, what they were going to do with it, and what they wanted it to be. And I listened to it quietly. And right when they finished, I said, okay, can I be honest? They said, yes. And I said, I f***ing hate everything I just heard. And then I spent the next 20 minutes explaining how all the fans of Pantheon are there because of an MMORPG. And that is not what this is. And by doing that, they're going to ruin their community and they're going to schism it. And I advised them heavily to roll the whole thing back and focus on what people were paying them for and what the community wanted from them. And they were super receptive. They were super cool about it. And it was at the end of the day, it was a very like respectful meeting. Yep. So it was I was thrilled when I heard the news. I really was. Yep. So you are actually the cause of them backpedaling? No. What I was one of many voices saying the same thing. And I think what I said to them is not something they didn't know. I just think that they needed to. I just added my voice to the chorus, basically. Yeah. So that, you know, I would never in any way say that I was the reason it happened. What I would say is I feel like I was speaking on behalf of the community, as many people felt. So yeah, it was that kind of situation. And frankly, I'm thrilled that they decided to change course, and I really hope this is kind
Murlocs are crawling out from the deep waters.
I hope they figure it out what they need to figure out.
They are harassing our fishers and merchants and must.
I want to play Pantheon, dude. That's all it is.
Murlocs, Gobbler,
I want to play Pantheon. All it comes down to.
Harry's merchants along the road, always then retreating to the safety of the nearby
we'll keep
Murloc
hoping.
hovels. Our merchants are in jeopardy, and we will pay to secure them. Gobbler prowls the river inlet north of here. Find him, slay his kin, and bring me his head.
I was once first mate on the Wave Mistress, ship of the line in the
Okay, we want to make sure we get the right
fleet,
level quests
the
here.
Doomed Fleet. Doomed, for on its last voyage, the fleet was attacked by red dragons. Dragons controlled by orcs. We didn't stand a chance against that dragonfire, and our fleet was burned and sunk off this here coast. I'm the sole survivor of those poor vessels. Get hammers and pounds. I'll need a fresh drink if I'm to get a handle on this hangover and continue my tale. You've heard of the Green Warden? You're not looking for him, are you? Well, I say you're crazy if you are. But who am I to keep a fool from his death? If you are seeking that beast, then I hear he is in the marsh, east of the road where it forks to Dunmotor. He's lurking there among the crops, and worse. And leave your money here. You won't need it where you're going. And you don't want to chip old Greeny's tooth on your gold when he bites you in half, do you?
What do I do with this? Man, we got a lot of Ashenvale stuff we got to abandon here. We can always go back and get that later. We never got those Pride Wing things. Quest complete. That's it? Just buy him a beer? Here you go.
Ah, that hits the spot and loosens the tongue. Thanks, mate. I'm the sole survivor of the ill-fated Third Fleet of Kultiras, wrecked off the coast to the north. But although I'm the only member of the fleet still breathing, I'm not the only one still walking about. For on one of our ships was hidden a great and terrible treasure, and the eerie power of it keeps the souls of my brothers trapped within the ship's rotting hulls. But if you can free some of my brothers, then perhaps you can break their curse.
On my weekly visit to Ironbeard's tomb, I was attacked by dreadful drooping
Bounty, thanks for
oozes.
picking up something off the store.
Naturally, I panicked. I threw my bag at one, but it didn't do anything. The ooze just sucked it right up. Luckily, it did give me enough time to get away. The bad news is that I really need to get the contents of my bag. I don't know which ooze I threw my bag at. They all look the same. Ironbeard's tomb is northeast of here, near Dunmotor. Thank you so much.
You're better than that.
I'm James Halloran, the tanner. My cured crocolisk skins are sought after all over, shipments leaving by boat to ports around the world. Met Einar? He's one of the hunters that brings crocolisk skins in for me. I'm a bit short on the softer skins that come off crocolisk young. Being that I'm running low, I'll pay you top coin for a stack of the skins. You can find the young crocs in the marshes, right outside of town.
The voice AI is crazy. It's pretty wild, dude. It's pretty wild.
Greetings. See you later.
Cool. I think the other one is, yeah, the other one's 28, so we're good there. All right, head north to get this one. What's under the Warlock quest tracker? I have to go to like the Barrens and get my succubus pet. Did you see that Last Epoch will release in February? What? Really? I didn't know they announced an official date for that. That's awesome. I can't wait for Last Epoch. That game is fantastic. When did they announce that? Must have gone a bit under my radar.
Oh my! You must be the scout Longbraid said he would send! You cannot imagine how worried I have been. My wife Merrin has been sending me letters each week for the past month. She is part of the Welgar excavation team.
2 weeks ago?
But it has been nearly 2 weeks since her last correspondence. Surely something is wrong. Longbraid said that he would send a scout to check up on things if we did not hear from the team soon. I assume that scout is you, adventurer. Find Merrin at the excavation site to the east.
Oh, do I have to go underwater for this quest? Yeah, looks like it. Never finish Elix 2? Nah. Never did. Ow. Red Undead Mines? Nope. So I need to figure out why sometimes I will attack a mob after waiting a few seconds with my wand, and my pet will hold aggro the whole time. Sometimes I do that, and like on the second hit, it's all over me. Get the threat meter? What is the threat meter? Oh, it's on details. Did I already have it? Change details to threat. Oh my lord, this is really annoying. Is it one of these? Oh, the top by my pet got resisted just then? Okay. It's not on that. You need tiny threat or omen threat. Right, which one should I look at? Omen is good, Nuri? Okay. I feel that I have been bamboozled. Click wheel, select plugins, do tiny threat. I do not have a plugin for tiny threat. Maybe that's why it's not working. So does tiny threat like plug into? Is it this? Mare Inspect Classic Era, aka Tiny Inspect Classic Era? No. That's weird. Why am I not seeing all these things you're suggesting?